The current order I'm under right now is I get them for 8 hours. We've been doing Sundays from 10. What sparked all of this was on the 19th of November. I came to park them up. I parked right here, and I've already FOIA'd the videos. Like I'm on my stuff.
Yeah.
I've already FOIA'd the videos, and I have that if you want to see it. But I parked right there. He climbed into my lap and was C6. Sorry.
Yeah.
He climbed into my lap, and you know, it was like, "Daddy, when do I get to come home?" His stepfather's an attorney. So they are not playing. Like, they've had me arrested twice and then dropped the charges. I can't get a lawyer because I'm blacklisted amongst like that's the situation.
Yeah.
So long story short, his mom came up, parked right here, walked over to the thing. And I was like, "Hey, I only see him 8 hours a week. That's from seeing him before they were able to pull all this crap. 1,100 hours a month." Right, so I basically went from there to 32 hours a month from 1,100, just to give you an idea of you know, and it's upsetting to him. So anyway, I was like, "Hey, I still got 5 minutes." Well, she gets mad and leaves. Keep in mind, they're trying to say I'm crazy and all this other, you know, BS with the courts, which I've proven that, you know, that's not the case. So now I have her leaving. And then so we came inside so I can make a report. The whole reason we do our meetings here is to protect me and him, because you know, they've lied, they've had me arrested, this and that. What I wanted to do today, because I expected and I sent them, we're communicating through our family wizard. They're telling me now that I need to talk to their lawyer, but their lawyer can't circumvent what the judge's order is. The judge's order, we communicate on our family wizard. I get them 8 hours a week. And they're not bringing them, they're not them. So if they don't bring them today, I want to make an incident report, and I want to have a wellness check done.
Okay. That's civil, not criminal.
Well, no, interfering, no, sir. And I understand that you guys may not know of this, but I've already taken out more. It is criminal because it's interfering with a court-ordered visitation for a parent, and it's in the statute, and it's a Class 3 misdemeanor. I mean, it's to the point I'm bringing witnesses now to like, if I go to the magistrate and they refuse to take it out, then I have to file a federal lawsuit.
Okay, so I put in Virginia codes and a few words, and it usually finds it right. What were we saying the literal or the written part of the code said?
Interfering with a court-ordered visitation of a parent. Hold on.
Yeah.
Is your body cam running?
Yep. So I'm looking at...
You found it?
Yeah, subsection. Any person who knowingly, wrongfully, and intentionally engages in conduct that constitutes a clear and significant violation of a court order respecting the custody of a child is guilty of a Class 3 misdemeanor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do it again within 12 months is Class 2. But the question I have is, what do you do to get that? So my understanding is that's a show cause. Have you ever had that?
Show cause? Yeah, and you know what happened the last time I did show cause? So the entire bench has had to recuse themselves because he practices in front of them. We got Judge Wiggins. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her or not, but Judge Wiggins, when I filed show causes, told me that I didn't use the proper language. Now keep in mind I had to be pro se, but I didn't use the proper language in filing my show cause, and then made me pay their lawyer fees. Dismissed them all.
Yeah.
And that was to persuade me against filing future show causes. You're the last line of defense that I have, sir. You're the last line of defense for my son.
So I'm not going to go down to the magistrate.
No, I'll go down to the magistrate.
Okay, yep.
I got no problems with that because I can get the misdemeanor. Well, all I'm asking is that you, one, write a report, because this is what we've been doing every Sunday. This is now going on a month I haven't seen him. And two, if they don't show up here, we'll give them till 10:15. If they don't show up, then I would request that the police do a wellness check on them.
All right. So you were saying there's some kind of communication app or site. What's the name of that?
Our Family Wizard.
And so with all this stuff y'all got in place,
I message them every Sunday. Hey, when are you going to bring it? They say you need to talk to my lawyer. Now we went to court on the 30th.
all right, let me ask a question in a kind of way that'll make me understand them. That wizard communication thing. Do you say like it's like other than you, Shan, I want to be here at 10:15? Does she have anything telling her she should be here at 10:15?
Up until this whole entire year, we've met at 10. This is the time that they set, and we've been here every single week for the entire year. So that sets precedence.
Yeah. So like last week at 10:15, did the transition go okay?
No, I haven't seen him since. No, ever since we had court on the 30th, when the circuit court had
Of November?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
When the circuit court when the circuit court appeal happened, the judge found out that Kurt Easton was the stepfather. They had to recuse themselves. So now it's back to the Secretary of State Supreme Court to assign a judge to hear this. I've written them a letter. I haven't filed any bar complaints because every time I file a bar complaint, that gets thrown back to me.
Yeah, I've heard that we have a conflict judge. So somebody comes
Conflict, yeah, that's what Judge Wiggins was, and she's supposed to be a conflict judge, but she sits on the bench 3 or 4 times a month. So she knows all the lawyers down here. That doesn't really count as a conflict judge.
Gotcha. So I'm trying to think. Since December, this is Saturday the 17th, Saturday the 10th, and Saturday the 3rd. This is the third Saturday.
The third Sunday, sir.
Third Sunday, excuse me. Thank you. The third Sunday, and the 2 previous Sundays since that court date in November,
they have not brought him.
Even though October
was no problem.
No problem.
Everything was fine. Here's what's going to get them. Here's what's really going to get them is that on that incident on November 11th. On November 19th, where she pulled up. Like that was a major screw up for her, because if they're trying to sell to the courts that there's something wrong with me, why is she leaving? Why is she getting mad and leaving when she's supposed to be picking the child up?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So this is them playing what's the term I'm looking for? Damage control.
So GAL. Do you have a GAL?
Yeah.
You do.
And she's a piece of work. Man, I've been holding so much restraint. So she actually filed this is back about a little over a year ago, filed a motion to have my rights terminated. The judge went with it, even though I showed the judge in the GAL's own emails, video and audio evidence that what she said was not true and was in fact the opposite of what happened. And then when we had that hearing, the judge looked at me and said that she didn't look at my evidence because I was not an attorney. The Constitution affords me the right to speak for myself in the court of law.
So sometimes what can help is like if you call the GAL and say his mom.
The GAL is lying.
Oh, okay.
For them because they're all attorneys.
So
I mean, it's pretty much the only recourse I have left right now between y'all, other than y'all, is a federal lawsuit.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna do a little genogram looking thing so I can kind of follow along a little better.
Okay, you're fine.
All right, your dad.
I'm Dad. I'm Stacy Henderson.
How you spell Stacy?
STACEY. And like with the magistrate, I've taken out 2 warrants. I don't even know if they've served them yet.
I'll check. I can check that.
Okay.
Dad is Stacy Henderson. What's the good phone number for you?
It's 757-515. You have a really neat handwriting.
Thanks.
1959.
And what's your date of birth?
1/29/77.
All right, who's the mom?
TUOI. Last name Guyen.
Okay. What's a good phone number for Mr. Wynn?
I don't have.
And where does she live?
1060 Tall Oak Drive.
All right. Well, your address.
Mine is 4061 South. You can just write S Riverside Drive, Lenexa, Lanexa, Virginia 23089.
How long of a trip is that?
It's about an hour and 5 minutes, hour and 10. And that's the other thing. I've been driving down here every single. Now I got to bring a witness with me to to help substantiate. She has to write affidavits. She was actually in court. So when they realized the judge was gonna, this is how shady the GAL is. When she's a witness to something.
All right, I'll make sure I don't get lost. I want to make sure I got it right. What's your child's name? A young guy.
Yeah, that's the best thing that ever happened to me, man.
Good.
He's so smart.
All right. Yeah. That's why my stuff's legible, like left-handed.
I know that's what I said. I was like, he right.
Left-handed for at least 24 hours.
All right. Are there any protective orders in place?
Nope.
All right. All right. That's good. Let me see if the computer spits out anything.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep. My call on scene. Alright, so you guys walk in and saying there's a custody order and he's gotten magistrate summons or warrants before. But it's for violation of a court order. In the past I've known it to be the best way to do it was a show cause. Got a code section. A person who knowingly, wrongfully, intentionally engaged contact that constitutes a clear and significant violation of court order goes to a class 3 misdemeanor. Yeah, in custody, we don't always have that. Clear. Let me come up. All right, so I'm running him by name, date of birth. And it comes back with a warrant, but it's Robert Donald Henderson, not Stacy Henderson. New Mexico. I'm gonna say that's not him. There we go. Stacy Paul, P-A-H-L, not U-L-P. Alright. Minus 23 points, yeah. Okay, so DMV, come back. Okay, good. Now we get a protective order. Expired temporary detention order. Okay. Known to abuse drugs, armed and dangerous. Tracy Henderson. I'm sorry, not Tracy. Stacy Paul Henderson. Expired temporary protection for a Kurt Easton. Expired racial felon. Let me see that one. Expired temporary protection order. Yep. So this one's got a lot of stuff written into it, like can't do, can do, can't do, can do. Expired, extend. Expired. Expired. Cleared temporary protective order. Shannon Morris, no idea who that is. Kurt Eason. And Kurt has nothing to do with anything. Kurt Eason. Kurt Eason. Alright, so Kurt may have like a bunch of children, who knows. Stacy Henderson. Expired. That's a whole page full of expired ones. And my guess is other, I think it's orange, not red. I didn't see this earlier. That was an unrelated case, but come back with a possible hit. Jonathan. Well, that's not great. It's not related to this case. All right, let me try again with the mom. Well, shit. Weird. So maybe just. I'm here. Oh, it's okay. So I saw some protective orders when I was looking at the last person, Mr. Henderson, and a whole bunch of Easton last names. Okay, so visitation violation, first offense, permitted, tall oak. Turn my camera off while I'm talking to services. I called services, and Miss Easton, or her old name was Wynn, and her old name was Lisa. It's Toy, Tuoy. She got a permitted warrant, so I'm trying to see if I can find a good number. I see one of I don't know, maybe that was one of those Google numbers. It just didn't even ring. Says dialing. Alright, just the same thing, just goes to hanging up. But I see another. Stacy Paul Henderson, Kurt Easton. This might be the husband on Tall Oak. Starting the page. Hello?
7574. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hello, this is Officer Snell, S-N-E-L-L, from Virginia Beach Police, 4th Precinct. Trying to reach you, not an emergency. It's in regard to a custody issue with your wife. Please give me a call back. Thank you. Send me a text. That was the 448. I got a home. Maybe. And Mr. Easton, 757-803-3088.
Hello?
Hi, is this Mr. Easton?
Yes.
Hey, it's Officer Snell from Virginia Beach Police. How are you doing?
Good. My wife just told me that apparently the biological father is complaining now. It's not following the order.
Yeah, so he drove to the 4th precinct and said that every Saturday at 10:15 there's supposed to be an exchange, and that he wanted a report written and charges taken out for Mrs. Easton for violation of court order.
Can I call my lawyer or our lawyer real quick for this case? He can explain it. I have documents explaining it at the top of the order. Long story short, in a nutshell, before we call him in a second, is basically this guy's order to do cognitive behavioral therapy per the order that's in place, and he refused to do it or provide it to the Guardian Ad Litem.
Yeah.
And therefore, he's not to be unsupervised with the child unless he's in this therapy, and that's essentially what's going on. Honey, call David. Call him now. And essentially, that's what we've been advised by our lawyers.
Yeah. So he said, like, I want her charged with, violating court order. And so I was like, all right, hey, let me pull the order up, the law up, because the law is specific. And it's really got specific wording, like, if a person clearly and knowingly violates a court order. So it's got to be crystal clear. Like, if a parent says, like, well, if he's talking about I have to have visiting, that is true, but that's based upon him getting domestic violence, substance abuse, mental health stuff. So if a person says, like, yes, I know my child's going to have visitation with their dad, but I also know that that's dependent on him doing A, B, and C first.
Right. Plus, I remember they have joint legal as right now. My wife's the primary custodial parent, and like I said, the order clearly makes it that he has to do this therapy. He's not been doing it. Did you call David? Why do you call the lawyer?
I will call.
All right, never. I'm not going to hang up. Call David. Call our lawyer. Is there a number, sir, that I could give to her lawyer, just so that way he can clear it all up?
Yes. Yeah, no, you're saying it fine, because if the water's muddy at all, not really muddy at all, but if it's like somebody's like, somebody didn't have custody of my kid and they took him, you're like, oh, hey, I know that one's wrong. But if somebody's like, no, there's a custody dispute, we would have taken him there if he had been cooperative with the court order, but he's not. So that's our issue. So I was telling him, I was like, it sounded like to me like it'd be a show cause. Like, if you're saying the mom didn't do what the mom's supposed to do in violation of a court order, you can do a show cause, and they'll put it on their docket, and they'll see, should they summons the mom for that? Or maybe the judge or the clerk would say, no, I've got some familiarity with this case. I'm not issuing a show cause because of this person's pattern of behavior, something like this. So,
right. So I mean, she hasn't followed the order. If anything, he's the one that's following the order, and lawyers already sent him a cease and desist. Anyways, did I have my lawyer call you back, or our lawyer?
Yeah, sounds. Yep, sounds good.
Actually, Dave, here he is.
Right.
Hold on 1 second, sir.
Yep.
Honey, see her.
Yeah, can you call my lawyer right now?
Okay. Hey, sir?
Yep.
Can I give you my wife and I's lawyer, David Dildy's number to call?
Yeah.
All right. Let me get his phone number real quick.
Yeah, we do. Oh, okay, yeah.
Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Okay. His number is...
All right. And he's on the phone with you guys now?
Oh, we just hung up.
Oh, he just hung up. All right. So I'm gonna give you. I don't want to pull punches. or like do something like surprise, but Miss Easton has a warrant because of violation of a court order taken out by her child's dad.
By the same guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so he took it out with the magistrate, or did he take it out with you guys?
Magistrate.
Okay. Alright, I'll let her lawyer know. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, but it's permitted. So, like, if you get a warrant for your arrest for, like, something like, I don't know, hit and run, we'd take you into custody and bring you to the magistrate. But the magistrate checked off the box permitted, so it means that the person can just go down to the precinct where it is and be served it, and they will give you a court date.
Okay. Let me, can you call her lawyer real quick?
Yep, will do.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, you got it. Let me slow down a little bit. I talked to Mr. Easton. Said no visit because no, not following the court order regarding what they say, some kind of class, some kind of mental health assessment maybe. Let me call David Dildy, the attorney.
Good morning, this is David.
Hey, how you doing? It's Officer Snell from the 4th Precinct.
Hey there, officer. And I'm sorry, what's your name again?
It's Snell, S-N-E-L-L.
Officer Snell. All right, officer, good morning. My name is Dave Dildy. I'm an attorney. I represent Lisa Easton. What can I do for you?
Stacy Henderson, the father of their child, came to the precinct and said, I want to file a police report and I want to get warrants for violation of a court order on my child's mom.
Yeah.
And so I was like, typically what I see is if somebody's not complying with a court order, you can do a show cause or talk to the GAL. But he's like, no, GAL is no good, and I want you to get a warrant. And so I'm like, all right, before I take any action, let me reach out to the other half because I do not want to walk blind into something.
So, and you are.
Yeah.
And that was a good instinct, officer, if you don't mind my saying so.
Thank you.
So let me tell you what's going on with this case. Mr. Henderson he's highly intelligent.
Yeah.
He's got some mental health diagnoses. He was ordered in the lower court. He was ordered to do a parental capacity evaluation, and Dr. Wald recommended several therapeutic steps that he had to take. And so the lower court, Judge Wiggins, who was a substitute judge, ordered that and I don't know if Henderson showed you the order. The order says his visitation is contingent upon his enrollment and engagement with cognitive behavioral therapy, which is a pretty intense therapy modality.
Yeah.
He initially, he's given us 2 different names for people, and this is back in April. He gave us 2 different names that he was engaged with. You mentioned the Guardian Ad Litem. The Guardian Ad Litem in this case is MYKELL MESSMAN. She's married to Scott ALLENMAN, who used to be a Commonwealth attorney. I don't know if you know Scott.
Yeah.
MYKELL, Henderson's last email to MYKELL was, ha, 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 I set my therapy up out of town so you can't have any contact with them. He refuses now to confirm that he is engaged in cognitive behavioral therapy. He refuses to give me or the Guardian Ad Litem the name of his cognitive behavioral therapist. He just won't do it. So my client's position is the judge said that your visitation's contingent on you being in therapy. You won't confirm that you're in therapy. You won't give me a name. You won't give the Guardian Ad Litem a name. I mean, he won't even talk to the Guardian Ad Litem. And to give you an indication of what this guy does, he made the accusation that my client's husband, who is an attorney, I think you talked to Kurt, molested Liam.
Yeah, that's horrible.
There were two forensic evaluations done by CHKD. There was an investigation by your department, a lengthy investigation, and there was an investigation by the Department of Social Services. Everything came back clean. What this guy does is he coaches the kid to say stuff and then he records it. So everything came back clean. And he went on, I don't know if you know who Rhoda Young is. You ever heard of her?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
She's a Facebook journalist. She's a lady who runs around with a cell phone. She's got a pretty big Facebook following. She's never been to journalism school. He gave a 30-minute interview to Rhoda Young in which he accused my client, Kurt, by name of abusing Liam and said that your department, social services, and the court system were engaged in a massive cover-up because Kurt's a lawyer. And so the court put a gag order on him. Actually put a gag order on everybody.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of dynamic that's going on here. I have written him repeatedly telling him he's not to contact my client to talk about this with her.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote him a letter and said, hey, please, if you just give us the name of the person who you're seeing so we can confirm it, and have them give us the dates of your therapy, that's fine. I'm not trying to get into his notes and everything, at least not at this point. I just want to know who it is. He won't tell me, and he won't tell the Guardian. So under the terms of the order, if my client gives him the child when he's not in cognitive behavioral therapy, she's in violation.
Yeah.
So that's the problem I've got. And he's not cooperating with the Guardian Ad Litem. He won't answer discovery. The problem is, we were actually in front of Judge Frucci, and Judge Frucci was about to rule. There's other stuff that's going on too. Apparently, I think they've been doing the exchange outside your precinct.
Yeah.
And the last time they did an exchange, Stacy, and it was just before the trial date, and Stacy was not ready to go to trial. I'm sorry, that's Mr. Henderson. I took the bad habit of calling him Stacy. He took Liam into the precinct and tried to get Liam to repeat the same lies he got him to say earlier. And so Judge Frucci was about to make a ruling on my motion to terminate Dad's visitation until he heard Kurt's involved in this case. He said, well, I can't have anything to do with this case because that guy appears in front of me all the time. So right now, the Supreme Court of Virginia is going to designate a judge to hear the case. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
So if my client gives him the child right now, she's in violation of the order.
Good. So you and Mr. Easton are both members of the bar?
No.
Oh.
Easton thinks he's a lawyer, but he's not. He's not a member of the bar.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mr. Easton. I thought you said Mr. Henderson. Yes, Kurt is a lawyer, yes.
Yeah, so both of y'all are members of the bar. Y'all cannot tell something untrue, and y'all cannot violate an order without getting yourselves in, serious trouble.
I cannot advise my client to violate an order.
Right.
That is correct.
Yeah. So as far as him saying, my version is this and their version is unreasonable, you're like, no, they're all attorneys. They can't do something wrong and then go in front of a judge. There'll be significant consequences. So you're saying the stepdad and the mom are saying, yes, we're following the letter of the law. It's contingent upon him getting specific mental health treatment. And he's saying, I did get it, but I'm not going to tell you who did it. So you're like, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yep.
Good.
That's pretty much it. So I can't confirm that he's doing it.
Yeah. So I ran Mrs. Easton, and it looks like Mr. Henderson went to the magistrate and got a warrant for her.
Okay.
But the magistrate made it permissible permissible.
What does that mean?
So that makes it our job much easier. We don't have to arrest a person, take them for the magistrate. They have to go to the precinct where the warrant is and get it served on them, and it'll have like a sheet on the front saying, please set at least 30 days out, and please set it in juvenile domestic relations court. So if she was like in front of me now, Mrs. Easton, I would say, please hang out here while I have somebody drive all the way to the first precinct to get the permitted warrant, bring it to here so I can serve you. But what makes the most sense to me is have her go down to the first precinct where the warrant actually is and say, I heard I got a permitted warrant. And she'll just sign for it and get a court date at least a month ahead. But what I don't want to happen is us advise her to go get you the permitted warrant served on you, and then Mr. Henderson, at the end of our conversation, he says, all right, no matter if you help me or not, I'm going to go down and file another one today because she didn't bring him for visitation today.
Yeah, and here's the reason he's not filing a show cause. My ability to sanction him is less on a criminal case, you know?
Okay.
You know, if he, well, actually, you know, I think, well, he's under the same, I'll have to do some research on that. I know I've gotten attorney's fees awards against him multiple times because he keeps just filing whatever idiocy comes into his mind. So, anyway.
Yeah. So he mentioned that
right.
when I said show cause, he said, no, that doesn't work out because they made me pay attorney's fees. So maybe that's why
he said that?
Yeah. So maybe that's why he's pushing me to say, like, hey, would you do this so it's not him doing it?
Okay. Officer Snell, I hate to do this to you. I may need to bring you to court to testify to that effect, that he said that.
Yeah.
Because I warned him, look, if you do this, you know, you're going to get popped again. Okay. Oh, what's your first name, officer? Sorry to have to do this to you.
Stuart, S-T-U-A-R-T.
Stuart.
Yeah, but they usually go by S.B. Snell. S.B. Snell.
S.B. is in Bravo?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, I hope it doesn't come to that, but I'm going to...
But let me make sure I note that properly. Is of significance is Henderson mentioning show cause resulted in attorney's fees. That's why he's not doing the show cause, but wants PD to take warrants out. Yeah. So I'm gonna try. What I'm gonna say is this is a non-reportable crime. It's not a crime. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of writing a report about it, it's gonna be a call for service on today's date at the 4th precinct. Let me see.
I'll tell her to go down and get served.
Yeah, good. All right. So I'm going to list this under call for service number 214 today on 12/17/23.
Number 214. Okay.
Yeah, so it's the 214th call of the day. And I'm not taking a report. I'm just going to document that the Mr. Henderson was trying to get us involved in a custody dispute, but no laws are being broken. I spoke to the attorney for the mom and the mom and the stepdad, and they're all doing their best to be in compliance with this difficult situation. And that, it's the warrant itself is at the 1st precinct, so she can just go there any time of day, and they'll call somebody in to serve that. It's permitted.
Okay, well then I'll have. So she needs to go down to the. I'm sorry, she needs to go to the 4th or the 1st precinct.
1st, number 1.
1st.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course you are. Okay, I'll have her go down there.
Yeah.
Sure.
And did she have a name change? Because I got her names 2 different ways. It gets confusing.
Yeah, she did. It's now Lisa Easton, but he insists on using the old name. He's trying to irritate her.
Yeah. Good. All right, well, hey, thanks for being available on a Sunday.
No, thank you for calling me. I really appreciate it. Kurt and Lisa are good people.
Yeah.
This guy has just driven them crazy.
I do not like referring children to forensic interviews when it's not necessary. That is something difficult to put a child through.
He literally, I mean, like, his counselor is freaking out about him having contact with Dad. He's just, I mean, can you, that thing he did on Rhoda Young?
Yeah.
Before I got a hold of her and told her, look, if you don't take this down, I'm going to have to sue you.
Yeah.
He got 10,000 hits. 10,000 hits. So, this guy's a bad actor.
Yeah. All right, so what I'll do is I'm going to tell him I'm not taking any action. I spoke to the mom, and she's saying that she is in compliance with the court order, and I'm not getting caught in the middle of it. Well, I might end up getting caught in the middle of it, but I'm trying not to get caught in the middle of it today.
Well, officer, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much for being willing to chat with me. My clients and I appreciate it.
Yeah, good. All right, you take care.
Okay, buddy, you too. Be safe.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, Lord. Well, that was very helpful to have an attorney available by phone on a Sunday. That's a good, reputable attorney. So the information I have is that there is a court order that says he's supposed to get visitations contingent upon him getting mental health treatment, a specific type of mental health treatment, and he's not. So the wife's taking the position that I can't be in violation of the court order, and because I'm not. The mom's saying she doesn't want to be in violation of the court order because it specifically says he needs to have that mental health treatment. She has a warrant that's going to be taken care of. He can choose, Mr. Henderson can choose to go get another warrant, but I'm going to say I'm not taking any part of that, making that a reportable offense, because it's not reportable. It's not doing anything. Like, the stepdad and the attorney are all members of the bar, so they can't do something against the court order. That would be very detrimental to them. And when I spoke to Mr. Henderson, he was saying the GAL, is something wrong with the GAL. She's no good. The judge, there's something wrong with the judge. The judge is no good. And so, sometimes they have GALs might not agree with, but if you're going to laundry list every involved party, there's something wrong with every involved party, then that might cause somebody to question your reasonableness. Maybe you're the one with the problems. I mean, they might both have problems, but you might be the one problem with reasonableness. Yeah, it's about to come down. All right, so I talked to Mrs. Easton.
Did you talk to her? Did you talk to this stepfather?
I'm sorry. I got the stepfather Easton on the phone, and she was in the background.
He's controlling all this.
Yeah. I told her she has a warrant, and it's at the 1st, not the 4th. So arrangements are going to be made to take care of that.
Okay.
When I talked to them, they said the visitation is contingent upon you getting some type of specific mental health treatment.
Which I've been following. This is what they fall back. They did this in April. They fall back on this whenever she screws up, like with the driving off and leaving him here.
Yeah. So based on that, I'm gonna add case comments and be case 602.
Okay.
But let me make sure I'm getting the right number.
Yeah. Let me get the right number so I can get my folder there.
Yeah.
Would you also make a note more that you weren't able to speak to her, that you were only able to speak to the stepfather?
Yeah, I can do that.
That's what's driving this whole thing. Matter of fact, I can show you my next appointment.
Good.
Huh?
Yeah.
Here you go. they said that they talked to Kurt. I believe I thought it was Tuesday. See, they did this back in April when they were cutting my time short, and that's how they. Let's see here, better go. Just log into the thing. Again, this is all just to because she screwed up with driving off, and it's damage control.
Yeah. I spoke to her attorney, and he said that he cannot.
That's my next appointment.
You have a, and that's, what do you call that?
That's Better Health?
No, yeah, but
it's my therapist. It's for cognitive behavior therapy.
Hold on. But that's like, that's your calendar showing that you have that scheduled in your phone so you won't miss it.
Yeah. And not only that, but that's from the website that I go on. I had to do my treatment through there so the GAL couldn't manipulate it further.
Run out of paper.
With what? Because she's so intricately tied into all the mental health down here.
Yeah. So you say you are doing the specific.
Yes, I am.
Type.
Yeah, which is CBT, which that's a whole nother story. The GAL literally wrote in, and this is
Can I see your phone? Where you show me?
That's better.
I am doing specific type of mental health treatment, the CBT specifically.
Yeah.
And I have you been there before?
Yeah. This is who I've been seeing all along. And you go, look, it goes all the way back to April when I started.
Okay. So you have the next appointment.
Next appointment, live video scheduled, December 18th.
And that shows the person.
Yeah.
Who has the meeting.
Yeah, exactly.
What is that? SHERRAL?
Yeah, Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Yeah, Cheryl Harding. And Cheryl Harding, because they were like, oh well, I need access to Cheryl Harding. The way the laws are written, the GAL doesn't have, exactly for these types of reasons, doesn't have carte blanche access to the therapist. And my therapist even wrote a letter saying, I don't need to talk to the GAL or anybody from the court because you can't interfere with his therapy.
Good. So you can say, I was ordered to go to this specific type of therapy, which I did. I've
been doing, correct.
Several months worth of visits. But they're not saying you have to sign a release of information.
Correct.
To give you the contents of my therapy.
Correct.
But you might be in a position where you say, like your therapist would say, I began seeing Mr. Henderson in April. He is following up with all my recommendations, something general like that.
Yeah.
Like I am going.
Right.
And I'm following recommendations.
Well, she doesn't want to get involved in the court thing, but which is specifically why I picked her.
Yeah.
Because I mean, just between me and you, the fact of the matter is the psychiatrist that they had do the parental capacity evaluations that all this came from has his license suspended twice. I brought that up in motion. That was the same hearing in which the judge canceled. So I mean, really, what it's going to boil down to is I'm going to have to file a federal lawsuit. I'm going to have to pull the judge's oath card and surety bond. Yeah. Because it's in black and white that I gave in black and white evidence of the GAL lying, and then they suspended my rights. They took away my legal rights. That's a deprivation of constitutional rights under color of law.
You that card? I'm going to write down specifically what you're looking for because you're going to FOIA it.
Yeah.
They call it different things.
You have I think the card's in your hand, sir.
Oh, didn't give it to you yet.
Okay. No, he's
good.
Putting it down on the card. And thank you so much, officer. I appreciate you.
All right, sometimes you gotta say stuff specifically. What I'm gonna do is sit in the parking lot and I'm going to write this up as a call for service, and what you're going to be asking for is the CADs, or it's like computer aided dispatch.
Okay.
Dispatch, and what I'm going to write in is all the stuff is like, you showed me your phone that you're compliant with treatment, and
Perfect.
you've told them that.
Yeah.
I'm in compliant.
Right. And yeah, I've been in compliance since when they first. All right, so we're good to go?
Yeah, y'all are good to go.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care. Yep.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Hey, if you caught the tail end of that the judge's bond and the judge's oath of office, that for me goes down that sovereign citizen stuff that makes no legal sense, but it's based on like sovereign citizen or Moorish nation stuff. Like, we're not. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that. It's like a very different view of the laws than what is written. Running out of paper. Yeah, get some more notepad. Make do. Alright, so there's a therapist named Sherelle Harding. That's just showing up on a bunch of different sites. Like, it doesn't actually say where she's at. Like, I don't see a website for her. But it shows she's a LPC. Alright. Turn my camera on.